What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video we're back with the monthly series, the UFC pay-per-view pressure rankings. This is a video that we kind of do before every major event or every major pay-per-view. Fuck's sake, I'm sick. And what we do in this video is I kind of discuss all the major fighters on the card. Normally I'll talk about the whole card. I'm trying to keep this video quick today because I need to go to bed, but I got work early tomorrow. I'm just trying to get this video out. I will say again, thank you for 15k, all of you, much appreciated. I know some people, I know the comments is going to be, this is not the prison hierarchy tier list. I'm aware. That will be the first video after my 317 coverage. So I'm going to do the postcard recap, I'll do the next fights to make, and then the next proper video after that, I promise you, will be the prison hierarchy tier list. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe. We're trying to hit 20k by the end of the year. That would be amazing. And yeah, today's video, you should kind of know by now if you have. But if this is your first time tuning in, yeah, I just discuss all the major fighters on the card and who's under the most pressure, who really needs to win, discussing the stakes of each of the major fights. I will briefly kind of talk about the other ones at the end of the video, but I won't have a graphic on screen just because if I put a graphic on screen, it prompts me to just talk for way longer than I need to about that certain fighter. So yeah, let's just start off with the main event and get through this shit. Also, I have the fucking weigh-in show playing on my phone right now, so obviously by the time you watch this video, because I'll schedule it for like 3 hours from now, the weigh-in results will have already happened, but you will be getting my live reaction if anyone misses weight like a rat on this card. Anyway, let's get started with the main event. Ilia Topuria, yeah? This little fucking Artem Lobov, little retard. Ilia Topuria, I would say, is probably under the most pressure on this card because he has set himself up for either absolute superstardom and probably cementing himself as the biggest star in the sport right now. Active star, that is, obviously. If he wins and becomes a double champion, he will absolutely explode. Pause on social media. The casuals will be in love with him. It's going to go crazy if he wins. If he loses, he is going to cop endless shit. Like, he is going to just have funnels of shit pouring onto his fucking head because he has set himself up for catastrophic failure if he loses with the way he's been talking. He is a minus 500 or less, around that, no less than minus 450 favourite. Expect to run through Oliveira and knock him out. He's gone out there saying Oliveira is not even my second hardest opponent that I've had, basically treating it as a foregone conclusion that he's going to win a second belt. And if he doesn't, that's a fucking terrible look. So, also, he's been yapping at Islam. If he goes out there and just gets smoked by Oliveira, like if Oliveira goes out there and just, like, let's say ragdolls him, I think that's worse. It's actually better for him if he ggets clipped and he can, but like if he gets head kicked by Charles, you could just say, like, fuck, I'm 5'5", this dude's, like, 6 foot, 5'11", I'm just tiny, I'm tiny for this weight class, it is what it is. And that would still be a bad look, but if he goes out there and Oliveira just ragdolls him, that's worst case scenario, because that would be like, you've been yapping at Islam for the last fucking 7 months since you beat Holloway, and now you go out there and you get fucking ragdolled by Oliveira, like, what would Islam have done to you? That immediately shuts down any sort of potential of that fight, any interest of that fight, and Ilia is sort of relegated back to just like, alright, well, now you either cut to 145 and completely contradict yourself and prove that you were lying when you said you couldn't make the weight anymore, or you stay at 55 and fucking beg for a title shot and probably fight like Paddy Pimblett. Like, there's still big fights for him. I'm not saying Ilia just is irrelevant if he loses this fight, but undoubtedly, he has set himself up to look like an absolute fool if he loses. But if he wins, it's all crazy upside from there. You're looking at Spain, you're looking at massive fights, you're even looking at Ilia being able to justify a move up to even 70, to even welterweight if he can get like one title defense. I already know this man will beat Oliveira, defend against Paddy Pimblett, and then move up if Islam's the champ, and just be like, yep, I'm getting a third belt. Like, so that's the what's on the table if he wins. But as I said, if he loses, yeah, it's all downhill. It's all rough work for him. Anyway, let's move on to the other fighter in the main event, Charles Oliveira. Now, if Charles loses, it's probably doors closed on ever being able to hold the belt again, Because if he loses to Ilia, unless it's a fuck's sake, unless it's like a competitive fight, and he has moments, or it goes to a decision and it's a close decision, or if it's an early stoppage or something, like any controversy surrounding this fight would allow him to get a rematch. But if he just gets slept in the first round or the second, like if he gets knocked out cold in whatever round in this fight, if he goes out unconscious or finished badly, he ain't getting a title shot against Ilia. I don't think there's going to be a massive... And then who's he going to... He's got to, I guess, hope for Arman to win the belt. And then you do that rematch. But, like... Because, yes, he does have the star power to kind of being able to get himself an undeserved title shot. But I just can't... I think this is probably... Especially because he's like 34, 35. I think he's 35. This is probably doors closed on a second title run or second title opportunity ever, really. Again, because he's kind of expected to lose, it's not like it's going to be a catastrophic letdown for him if he loses. And if he wins, it's like, oh, wow, you just stopped Ilia's plans and made him look like a douchebag, and you proved everyone wrong, and now you're just the GOAT of the fucking sport, according to Lucas Tracy's updated GOAT list, which we'll be releasing about 2 days after the fight, containing about 17 active fighters in the top 10. But... Tell me I'm not wrong, though. Tell me Ilia's winning this. Lucas isn't going to have him like number 3 all time. That's my prediction. Over under 4.5. Lucas will have Ilia on his GOAT list with a win here. Oh, I'm taking the under. I'm taking like he's going to have him like 1, 2, 3, or 4. But anyway, Charles, again, I wouldn't say crazy pressure. He wants to win. Obviously, you're fighting for a belt. There's always an element of pressure. If he loses this, you're just back to contender fights. You're probably rematching a Gaethje. You're probably fighting a Paddy if he loses to Ilia. You're probably fighting a fucking Fiziev or a Dan Hooker or let me talk about this kid Joel Alvarez. No, I just saw Joel Alvarez is actually moving up to welterweight officially. So I'm gonna wait till he's like actually got a fight announced. To remove him from the fan rankings. I think someone's stepping up to the scale now, so we'll get the live reaction to the first weigh-in of the card. But yeah, Alvarez is moving up as well, apparently, so that's news for you as well. He apparently he's walking around at 200 pounds. So yeah, but buddy, you do not need to be cutting 45 pounds to lightweight, bro. Just move up. But anyway, as I said, Charles, yeah, it's chill. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Alejandro Pantoja. Also, Ilia just weighed in, 155. He's chill. Doesn't look sunken in at all. Looks pretty good as expected. Alejandro Pantoja. I think we're probably going to get some new weigh-ins. So if anyone misses, is this Charles here? This might be Charles. I think is that Charles? That's fucking Kai, Gremlin Cara France. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, Pantoja. He's the champion. He's the defending champion. He needs to win. First of all. Pressure's on me because I am going out on a limb and I'm saying that if the 4 fighters all lose, being Felipe Lima, Joshua Van, Alejandro Pantoja, and Charles Oliveira. Now, I know Oliveira's an underdog, so I'm probably copping the loss. But if all 4 of those guys lose, I will delete my channel. I will not post on YouTube anymore. If none of those guys win, I will So bless you. Thank you. I will have no reason to be happy about this sport anymore if none of those guys win. So yeah, that's the pressure. I'm putting that stake out there. Oliveira's about to weigh in. I actually want to make sure he makes weight because weight cuts are always a problem for Charles. Let's just listen to the weight. Just a sec, sorry. Is he good? He's good. 154.5. Doesn't look too sunken in. But Pantoja, you're the defending champion. You need to defend the belt, obviously. You need to hold on to that because he's building towards contending with Demetrius Johnson's GOAT status. Like, he's not there. He's not even a win away. Because of how many fucking defenses Pantoja speak of him weighing in now, obviously should be making weight. Yep, he's good. But, yeah, he's contending with DJ, and if he wants to even come close and even have that conversation be started, he's gonna need, 6 or 7. 5, 6, 7. I think his quality of competition would have him there at 6. But because there are those people who's like, nah, bro, 11 defenses is more than 7. Obviously, he needs to get 12 to get over DJ. And I'm like, well, no, that's retarded. But if he's going to even get those people kind of moving around, like Lucas will be the first, me and Lucas will be the first ones to call Pantoja the flyweight GOAT, and even we would both acknowledge, and me especially, even I'll acknowledge, he needs the Kai win. He would need a Joshua Van win, for instance, if he beats Van if Van beats Royval, and then I think one more would get him there, to me, because he's got 3 defenses right now, 4 coming up this weekend, a 5th against Van, to me 6. If it was like a Mikhaev, or if it was like a newer guy, not someone he's already beat, I'm calling him the flyweight GOAT, but that immediately ends if he loses. Plus, I cannot fucking have Kai Goblin fucking Cry France as the champion, doing his little goofy fucking dumb face. I actually want to slap him in the nose. So Kai Kara France cannot be champion this weekend. That is an unacceptable outcome. Anyway, let's move on. Kai Kara France, stakes for him. The stakes are, I'll be very upset if he wins and I'll just hate him forever, which I already do. Kai's not winning, first of all, but if he loses, I mean, it's just like, yeah, you're not getting a fucking title shot ever again. He already doesn't deserve this shit. Jack Hermanson weighing in now, the crafty vet himself. Hairline is absolutely fucking gone, but he's looking good on the scale. What's the weight? I don't even know, but he made weight. Hermanson actually looks fucking shredded, I can't lie. What's he, 185? He's good. Anyway, Kai Kara France, if he loses, yeah, I mean, you got an undeserved title shot here. You're not getting another one. You're not fluke KOing Steve Erceg and getting a belt. So fuck you little bum. Go back to CKB. Go back to your little fucking Maori tribe that you're not even half. You're fucking probably like 5% Maori. That's the average indigenous people, bro. They find out they're 10% indigenous and they make it their entire fucking personality. Pisses me off. But if he is fully Maori, alright, fair enough. But bro, like, you look white. You just look like a gremlin-y fucking white person. You don't look Maori. Anyway. Apologies if I offended any Maori people in the fucking comments. But, yeah, I hate Kai Kara France. He's not winning. Plus, Pantoja my favourite fighter. So, 1, I don't like Kai to begin with. 2, I'll hate him even more if he beats my favourite fighter. Anyway, let's move on. Beneil Dariush just made weight, by the way. But Joshua Van is the other guy to talk about. The stakes for Van, I wouldn't say are too much. Who's about to weigh in here? Is this right? That's Moicano. Money Moicano. But Joshua Van, for him, I can't say the stakes are too high. This feels like, this is kind of like the flyweight O'Malley Yarnish, but like circumstances are different and circumstances don't make it as undeserved as that fight was. Because Van stepping in on short notice, obviously he fought literally the last pay-per-view. And again, he's taken a massive step up. He's like number 11, about to fight the number 1 ranked guy. Title shot if he wins. Van, speak of, he's about to wade now. Listen to my goat speak.
Keep telling you, man. When you gonna say you keep
What's the weight for Van? Let's check. I think he's 125 and a half, I believe. Probably would have been better for him to be 125 just in case some bullshit happens with the main event, but that's all good. Van's looking good on the scales, not sunken in at all. But yeah, Van, again, obviously anytime you get promised, this is fat fucking blob. Elvin Hines about to weigh in looking like an egg. We got the new Marcos Rogerio. We got the American Marcos Rogerio de Lima here by the fucking shape of this dude. But anytime you get promised a title shot with a win, it's like, obviously there's pressure on. But to Van, it's like, cool, bro, you're 23 years old, and if you lose to the... Unless he gets just brutally, like, whooped. Like, if he gets 30-24 here by Royval, then it's like, okay, we gotta reevaluate. But, like, if he loses a fucking 29-28 decision... Or maybe even gets... Like, I'd say worst case, apart from him getting just dominated the whole fight, would be, like, if he gets, like, badly KO'd. Because if he gets fluked in a sub or something, like, if he gets gillied or some shit, I can't call that too bad. Again, 23, he'll bounce back. And, yeah, again, if it's a close fight, to me, that's like, okay, Van is clearly top 5 level, which we already kind of know, but it would just confirm it. And then his next fight, people would honestly view him higher than they do now. Like, the people who have been like, nah, bro, this is too early, Royval's going to smoke him. If Van goes out there and goes 29-28 split decision, takes a tough loss, like, close split loss that some people disagree with, if Van goes into another fight with, like, a Kai Kara France or with an Amir Al-Bumzi, or even a Brandon Moreno, that provides the grounds for everyone to be like, oh, I'll pick Van then. So that's my view on this one. But it would be ideal for him to get the win this weekend. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, Arman's about to weigh in as the backup. Is he even going to make weight? Let's see. Arman looks pretty shredded. What's the weight? 155 for Arman as the backup. Actually looking in good shape. Finally, fucking made weight. Good job, mate. Could have done that at 311. Anyway, let's move on to his opponent, Brandon Royval. Brandon Royval is definitely the guy in this fight. Speak of, he just did make weight then. Didn't look the best on the scale. He always kind of looks a bit sunken out. He's got a pretty slim frame. Kind of not a lot of weight to cut off that frame there. But Brandon Royval, he's definitely got more pressure on him in this fight than Joshua Van. He's the guy defending his ranking. He's the guy that's already kind of earned the title shot, but just no one really cares to see him fight for the belt because he's lost twice already. So Royval's best case scenario is he wins, obviously, for him, and Kai France winning is a way better case scenario than Pantoja, because I know Dana at the press conference said winner gets a title shot. I think that's kind of like him hyping up like, oh, if Van wins, he gets a title shot. They'll probably give Royval one with a win. But like, he's down 0-2, and this isn't Holloway Volk. Like, this is not the generational rivalry of the featherweight division where their rematch was a razor close split decision. Like, he subbed him in the first fight and like 49-46'd him in the rematch. Unless Royval just goes out there and just smokes Van and looks like unstoppable and puts on a masterclass, no one's going to be clamoring for a Pantoja rematch. So it's not only up to Royval to win, to defend his ranking and not lose to the number 11 guy on short notice, which even though the hardcore fans would recognize Van is just really good, there are going to be some people who take that badly for Royval, and that would kind of eliminate him from title contention, because they already clearly aren't, like, not fond of him. They don't dislike him, but they're not, like, rushing to get him back in a title shot. So if he loses this, that's kind of going to relegate him to, like, yeah, you're getting fucking Ramazan Temirov next. Good luck. What's the question? Title shot? No. You got fucking Ramazan Temirov in the Apex. Good luck, kid. 3-round main event, just so you can't fucking win. Like, that's what they're going to be doing, bro. Anyway, Royval, for his sake, needs to win, but for our sake, we will be all rooting for a Joshua Van masterclass. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Beneil Dariush. There's actually a fair bit of pressure on Beneil Dariush. Not in terms of, like, stakes of, like, oh, title shot this, title shot that, but it's like, if you lose this, he might retire. Like, if he gets finished in this fight especially, I'm picking him to win. I think he can beat Moicano. I am kind of getting a vibe that we might get a flash KO from Moicano and he might just drop Beneil and Beneil's chin's just cooked. But if he loses this, it's like you either just retire flat out or you're just fully acceptant that you're cooked. Like, you're getting fucking Faresiam in your next fight, kid. Like, that's what they're doing. Like, if he loses to Moicano, you best believe they're turning this man around for the Paris card and be like, yeah, here's the Yam, good luck, kid. Like, they're giving this man, I don't know, like Grant Dawson. They're giving this man fucking Mateusz Rebecki after his next fight. Like, he either retires or they're just going to feed him to the fucking contenders. And that's just it. Because, like, if he loses this, it's 0-3 in his last 3. Assume if it's by finish, that would be 3 finishes in a row. He'd be firmly outside the top 10. So that'd just be a tough look for him if he loses. If he wins, no one's going to be being like, oh, Beneil's got it, he's a challenger to Ilia. Like, no one's trying to see that fight. We all know how that would go. Probably the most confident round 1 KO bet you could ever place in your life in terms of a title fight setting. But if he wins, it's like, oh, we can maybe approach like a Dan Hooker fight. Or we can maybe approach a, like, no, you wouldn't do an Oliveira rematch. You could maybe approach a Pimlet fight after he loses for the belt, or a Gamrot rematch, or something along these lines. But yeah, if he loses, he's fully cooked. Anyway, let's move. Renato Money Moicano. We all know Moicano wants money. If he loses this, he fades a little bit into irrelevancy because he's managed to rebuild himself. He's managed to build his brand of the Money Moicano sort of shtick. Doing the cool interviews, doing the post-fight, like, bullshit, doing the big call-outs on the mic, all that. If he loses this, it's kind of like, buddy, yeah, let's take a step back, like, put the fries in the bag, kid. Like, if he loses this, he's kind of like, yeah, you're not really relevant in this division anymore. Like, he'll always be a name, and you'll be excited to see a Moicano fight on the docket, but like, yeah, he's probably fighting a Ziam. He's probably fighting a fucking Rebecca or a Dawson. I think they train together. But, like, he's probably fighting... Fucking, who cares about ATT? They all train together. I don't want to hear some nerd in the comments be like, those ATT guys train together, and you put them in a matchmaking video. Like, I don't care, bro. ATT's big enough. UFC genuinely just shouldn't allow fighters from ATT to not fight each other. Just say, fuck you. You're half the division trains there. You're fighting each other. But yeah, if Moicano loses to 36-year-old or whatever, Beneil Dariush, it's not the best look. Like, he lost to Islam. We all kind of give him the pass there. That's like, alright, you're good, bro. I don't want bullshit fights. And then he gets the final boss. Like, he gets Makachev. We passed that loss off. He gets subbed in the first. It wasn't the best fashion. Like, I was hoping he'd at least make it to, like, 2 or 3. Or even in some miracle world, drag him out to, like, the championship rounds. But if he goes out there and if he gets finished by Beneil, like, you're cooked. Even if he just loses a clear decision, it's like, yeah, you're probably not getting much favours. You're probably not getting anything relevant in your career for the foreseeable future. And he's older as well. So, yeah, Moicano, this is a pretty high-stakes fight as far as, like, a back end of the rankings kind of thing. Both of them definitely need a win to stay relevant. Both of them need a rebound off their losses losses for Beneil. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Felipe Lima, my boy. We will be rooting for Felipe Lima to absolute smoke Payton Talbott this weekend. Pressure on him for sure. Like, he's the favourite here. He's the prospect. Both guys got pressure on him, I won't lie. Like, Lima, again, you haven't lost in the UFC yet. You got some hype on you. People have good amount of belief in you in this fight to go out there and display some pretty solid grappling against Payton Talbott, who's displayed that weakness. So if he fails to deliver and sort of lays an egg and shits the bed and just gets caught up in a let me just get out, struck at range, fucking patchy mix esque performance, that will not be a good look, especially because people have been really hammering Talbott as overrated now, saying this dude's mid as fuck. And yeah, if Lima, who's supposed to be the good prospect, loses, that will be pretty devastating. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Payton Talbott, last guy to talk about on the main card. For Talbott, it's kind of just like, you need to win to salvage any fucking hype around you at all. Because after the Barcelos fight, stock for this dude absolutely fucking plummeted. People are calling him mid, people calling him overrated, people just taking the piss with the Frank Ocean stuff, which is all valid, by the way. And so if he goes out there and just has not displayed any fucking improvements and just gets subbed in the first round, it's a tough look for him. And that would, to me, I made this comparison with a former opponent of Talbott, Cameron Simon, who that was treated as a prospect. Like, it's not like they didn't see this dude as someone. They're like, oh, from the get-go, yeah, who cares? Like, swing, fucking hell, sink or swim. That's not what they did. Like, they gave him favourable matchups, and then they gave him that step up. They gave him C-Rod, he lost, and then you know what they did after C-Rod? They didn't rebound him. They didn't be like, oh, here's Toshiomi Kazama, here's fucking Chadan Heliger. Like, they're like, oh, here's Payton Talbott, other prospect who's gonna smoke you. And then he did, and then after that, they gave him fucking Malcolm Wellmaker. So if Talbott loses this, you already know they're giving him, like, Alexandre Topuria, and just being like, we don't care about you. If you win, cool, but you gotta fight for yourself now. We're not giving you layups. So Talbott definitely needs to win to keep his prospect status / career really alive, because he's not that young. I mean, he is young, to be fair, but, like, I don't think if he loses this, we're going to be looking at him as like, oh, nah, bro, I think he rebounds and cracks the rankings someday. Like, there's still those bone-equal glazers that believe in their heart of hearts that this dude's actually good, even though he's clearly not. But Talbott is definitely a must-win for sure. Anyway, no graphic for the rest of the fighters, because, again, it would take me too long, but I'll skim through them. I'd say, let's just compare who's under more pressure. I would say Hermanson Robocop's pretty close, but just because Robocop has more of a contender status in the division, and he is the active fighter, I would say he's under more pressure. Delgado, Emil, I'd say they're both under the same amount of pressure, both divisional sort of prospects. Emil, I guess you could say, has the undefeated record, but he's a bit older, so it's like, you kind of got to go now. Speak of Talbott, he's weighing in now. got the different look, I guess. Not fully grown out hair, but also not looking like a fucking prisoner. But what's it called? Yeah, I'd say Emil probably a bit more pressure than Delgado just because of his age. He's got less time to kind of make anything work. And then what else? We got Cortez Arujo. The pressure there is on my pants when I'm watching Tracy Cortez in top control in grappling exchanges. Otherwise, McKinney Borshev. I'd say McKinney's got more pressure on him for sure just because people still like believe in him somewhat. And then the 3 bum fights, I mean, Jacoby Smith's got a fair bit of pressure on him. He's a fucking minus 15,000 favourite or whatever he is. The 2 debutants, no one gives a shit. And apart from that, Nick Hines and fucking... Not Nick Hines, Janata Denise and Elvin Hines or whatever the fuck the kid's name is. Yeah, no one cares. Anyway, that'll do it, guys. Hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, all that shit. Tune in for the Fight Companion this weekend as well. I'm unbelievably sick, so hopefully I'll be better by then. But yeah, see you later.